satellites. Now, the celestial bodies which are revolving around the planet without independently around the sun, these are called as satellites. These satellites are the celestial bodies which are revolving around a planet, but they are not revolving around the sun. So such celestial bodies, they are called as satellites. So as you all know that each planets are having their own satellites, leaving Venus and Mercury. The moon is also one of the satellite of the earth because it does not have any atmosphere. Okay, earth is having atmosphere, but moon is not having atmosphere. That is the reason the moon is having a satellite of the earth. And as you all know that there is rotation and revolution of the moon and the sun, moon and the earth around the sun. So this rotation and revolution, this both takes for 27.3 days. So except Mercury and Venus are the planets, they are not having satellite. Other all planets are having satellite. So basically, what is the definition of satellite? Satellites are the celestial bodies which are revolving around the planets. Okay, those are known as satellites. Now, next topic, that is asteroids. Now, what are asteroids? These are of the greater number, and they cannot revolve around the solar system. They continue revolving around the sun. Now, what is the difference between the satellite and asteroids? The asteroids are revolving around the sun. They cannot revolve around any planet. But satellites revolve around the planet. They cannot revolve around the sun. So this is the basic difference between the satellite and asteroids. So these celestial bodies which revolve around the sun, these bodies are known as asteroids. Now, the belt of such celestial bodies are formed between the planets called as Mars and Jupiter. So you can see the belts around the celestial bodies, between the Mars and the Jupiter, means where the Mars and Jupiter, the distance between the Jupiter and the Mars. In that distance, you can see these asteroids. What are asteroids? Asteroids are the celestial bodies which revolve around the sun. So you can see these asteroids revolving between the Mars and the Jupiter planets. Then the next type of the planet is dwarf planet. Now, what is dwarf? The word dwarf means small, the small planet. As the name is that this planet is small in size. So, the small size celestial bodies which revolve around the sun, those are called as dwarf planets. So these are the planets which are smaller in size, but they have the capacity of revolving around the sun. So they are known as dwarf planets. So one of the dwarf planet which we know, that is Pluto. Now Pluto couldn't get the place in the 8 planets. Why? Because the size of the Pluto was too small as compared to the other planet. That is why the Pluto did not get a place in the 8 planets. So this planet was known as a dwarf planet. This planet was very small as compared to the other planets, and Pluto takes around 248 years to complete the revolution around the sun. So the time duration taken by the Pluto was also more as compared to the other planets. So that is the reason Pluto remained um, a planet, a small planet, and which was not included as a planet in the solar system. Next, comet. Comet is the celestial bodies which revolve around the sun. Now, the comets are formed by the ice and the dust particles. So how comets are formed? Comets are basically formed due to the ice and the dust particles which are in the surrounding in the solar system. So these are also introduced as a part of the solar system. Okay, now comet appears like a point when we are far from the sun. So when we are far from the sun, what we can see? We can see the comet is appearing just like a point. Okay. Okay, as you all know that how comets are made. Comets are made up of the frozen matter and the dust particles. Now, when these comets are very closer to the sun, what happens? They get this frozen matter gets converted into the gases due to the solar heat. As you all know that the sun is very hot. So if the comet is coming across the sun, what it will happen? It will start melting due to the solar heat. So the frozen matter or the dust particles which are present in comets, they will start converting into gas, and these gases are thrown in the direction away from the sun. So these gases, what happens to these gases? They are thrown out of away from the sun. As you all know that the comet is also having a long feathery tail. So comet can be identified with the help of the tail. So it is having a long feathery tail. Okay. Now the reappearing of the sky after very long period of time. So depending upon the time, the comets are classified into two groups, that is long period comet and short period comet. So here the comet which takes more than 200 years to complete one rotation, that are called as long period comet, and the comet which takes less than 200 years to complete one revolution around the sun, that is called as a short period comet. That is called as a short period comet. Now here most of the people must have seen the Halley comet, which was appeared in the year 1910 and it was again reappeared in 1986. So this is one of the comet. Halley is comet can be seen on after 76 years. So after 76 years, you can see the Halley's comet to be appearing in the sky. Now the next point, that is metros. Now most of the time we have seen in the sky that the stars are falling from the sky. So we feel that the stars are falling. So this event is known as a metro fall. This event is known as a metro fall. So basically what are these? These are nothing but these are the small rocky pieces which completely gets burned due to the fission that is formed in the enter of the Earth's atmosphere. So these unburnt pieces of the rock, when they fall from the sky, they fall. These are known as meteors. Now it is believed that the Lonar lakes in Maharashtra, in that lake, that is impact of such meteoroids. So such meteorfalls we can see in the lunar lake in Maharashtra. So here we can see the metros or the meteorite falls which are occurring from the celestial bodies. So I hope you have able to understand what are metros. These are also known as shooting stars. These are also known as shooting stars. Okay. Now the metros are also known as shooting stars because these are viewed from the earth. So we are seeing these these shooting stars from the earth. That is why they are given the name as shooting stars. And this shooting star has no light of its own. This is not having their own light. So what is a metro? Basically metro, it does not burn up completely. So unburned particles which are falling from the sky towards the earth, these are known as meteorite. These are known as a meteorite. Okay. So this is about the lesson.